Take one, Mark.
I graduated from Barnard in 1976 and from the Graduate School of Architecture and Planning in 1979.
I grew up in Chicago. College, I came east, went to Harvard, and then Columbia. And I spent 8 years in New York City because after Columbia, I did my residency.
I'm French. I did some economics and law studies before coming here. After the MBA, I returned to France.
To tell you the truth, I don't think I was sophisticated enough at the time to understand what I really wanted. It was only upon being here that I realized it was the right place for me.
I have an Asian background. Obviously, my parents were from Taiwan originally, but they immigrated to Germany when they were very young, and I was born in Germany. So I came here to the United States as a student first and then stayed on for my professional career. So it is a little bit of a mixed background, but I like it a lot because it fits right into New York City and to Columbia, quite frankly.
You know, at Columbia you work like mad, but you enjoy working. Everybody has its own way of understanding, of presenting, of discussing, of reacting. It's the richness of the world, and that Columbia teaches you.
I lived in D.C. for 2 years, but really I've lived my whole life in New York and on the Upper West Side. So I came back for my 5th reunion at Barnard, and I met really interesting people. And throughout my time in New York City, I know it sounds like an exaggeration, but like whenever I meet really interesting women, it's so likely that they went to Barnard.
So New York was part of the reason I liked Columbia, and then getting here, I realized what my values were and how much they matched to the environment that I was in. My experience at Columbia, I had friends who believed in different gods, who loved different kinds of people, who were very many different skin tones, but they were all part of my family.
I didn't know much about the students at that point in time, the medical students. I only began to understand how richly diverse that population was once I interviewed.
And I think that really changed my view of medicine and healthcare quite a bit. Just the cosmopolitan feel and the diversity of students and faculty. And then the city had this vibe that really spoke to me, and I really knew this was going to be my school.
I started my strong involvement at Columbia being part of the board of the Latino Alumni Association, and basically started off as the communications person. And then I've been a multi-year president of Columbia Pride.
Didn't know too much about the Columbia Alumni Association when I was in school. I heard about the Mailman board, and I joined the board and felt very connected to everyone there. And at some point, people invited me to join the Columbia Alumni Association board, the CAA. And I found so many new friends and people who inspired me from a different aspect of life.
Because in real life, you meet people from all over. I mean, young, old people, you meet engineers, lawyers, artists, you meet all those types of people. And in this Columbia Alumni Association, I could find that.
We really got to know the student leadership at the time. What do you need? How can we help as alums? And they've gotten me engaged on a deeper level. I'm now interim president of the Columbia Medical School VPNS Alumni Association, because I can really see how the Alumni Association can impact the lives of students and people who are already out in practice.
I think it's my passion to give back and to share it with the next generation. I think that's something I feel very strongly about.
It's one of the few communities that I've been part of that can be selfless and celebrate others.
I'm so proud to be a Columbia alum.
It's a great place to be, and I feel like I get way more out of it than I give.
The interpersonal connections with the alumni is something that is priceless. You never find people like that in such a high number at one place, and I find that is what the CAA means to me.
having those relationships across continents, across nationalities, across schools. It's one Columbia worldwide, because we, all alumni, all together, we have something to contribute to the world.